This is you right now. You're so distraught because you've got huge stacks of cash sitting around and you're trying to figure out where to spend your money in November. Well, have no fear because I'm here to tell you about all the big games coming in November so you can make sure to irresponsibly spend every dime you have to feed the gaming system and ultimately blow all your time away. So let's dive on into it. Harvestella is a bright and vibrant looking simulation game developed by Square Enix, which has a very similar feel to Stardew Valley. It's got all the basics: harvesting, crafting, exploring to build up your new life. This game, however, is much more adventurous and has a lot more action in comparison to something like Stardew Valley. The seasons change throughout the game with one very huge difference, which is a season of quietus, or more commonly known as the season of death, which I imagine is something similar to Florida in August. Make friends, find love, I don't know, die a few times fighting a giant world-ending monster. This game looks like it could be a lot of fun, and you won't have to wait very long as its release is coming soon on November 4th to PC and Nintendo Switch users. Definitely not a new game, but a new release for last year's Game of the Year, It Takes Two, as it makes its way to the Nintendo Switch. I started the game a while ago, never got to finish it, mainly due to the person I was playing it with never having time for me. But from the experience that I did have from the game, I was not surprised at all that it won Game of the Year in 2021. It's definitely worth picking up if you've never had the opportunity to go through it with someone, and now Switch users will be able to experience the co-op game where you play as a couple on the verge of a divorce who have been turned into dolls. It actually sounds like a pretty bonkers thing when you think about it. The game is landing on Nintendo Switch on November 4th. Buckle up, kids, because it's time to go fast.
Gotta go fast.
The next big Sonic game is coming to all big platforms in a short amount of time. Sonic the Hedgehog is back, and this time he's exploring the mysterious Starfall Islands. Sonic has been separated from Tails and Amy after being sucked through a wormhole. He must once again collect all the Chaos Emeralds in order to try and make it back to his loved ones. I remember when I got sucked into a wormhole and separated from my on-again, off-again girlfriend and my best friend. Early looks at this game left some fans not feeling so great about it, but after some time with the game and some improvements, it seems like people are far more excited than the first glance. This is an open world game with tons to explore and a new action-packed game, and can be expected to launch on November 8th for Switch, the PlayStations, the Xboxes, and PC. It's been 4 years since the last installment that won Game of the Year in 2018, and Kratos and his sweet baby boy Atreus are back to battle some Norse gods and stop the end of the world in God of War Ragnarok. Fimbulwinter is well underway, and the dynamic duo must do everything they can to stop the end of all things as they learn more about themselves, and each other along the way. Odin is angry and has sent Thor to stop them, along with plenty of other huge monsters and threatening things trying to stop our heroes. This game takes us to all 9 realms this time, with each individual area kind of being open world, and you get a freaking grappling hook. I mean, who doesn't love a grappling hook? This largely anticipated game is likely going to be a contender for 2022 Game of the Year, and you can expect to play it on PS4 and PS5 starting on November 9th. The largely popular game that took the world by storm a couple years ago, Among Us, is hitting the VR this month. If you've ever wanted to know what it's like to be stabbed in the back by trusted people, it's time to jump on in. Or you can just spend an evening with one of my exes, whichever suits you better. The VR port has been in development for a little while now, but it brings together all of your favorite elements from the game, now immersed in a VR experience. So grab your friends, do your chores, and make sure not to get caught in the vents when this game releases for Steam VR and the MetaQuest on November 10th. Now for the game that everyone's been waiting all year for. It's finally time to once again take over the mind of a goat with the release of Goat Simulator 3. Goat Simulator is an upcoming action video game and the sequel to Goat Simulator, obviously. The game will feature a 4-player cooperative mode, and it will be set on the fictional island of San Angora. One thing that I greatly appreciate about this upcoming game is just how realistic it is and making you feel like a real-life goat. I know it's going to be so difficult for all of you to wait. So the good thing is, it's hitting the Xbox Series X, the PS5, and the PC on November 17th. It's time to head on out in the world and catch all Generation 26 Pokemon. 23? 17? I don't know, but have you seen this little guy? Or this big boy? Or, moving on. Pokemon Scarlet and Violet takes us to the Paldea region, a land of vast, open spaces dotted with lakes, towering peaks, wastelands, and perilous mountain ranges. With new features like letting your Pokemon battle on their own without your specific commands, Pokemon continues to add upon all the other games before it in the franchise. Even if some of the Pokemon look like absolute monstrosities and I would punt them off the edge of a cliff in a heartbeat. Either way, this game releases on Nintendo Switch to all Pokemon Masters on November 18th. What do you get when you mix cowboys, super bloody, gory gameplay mechanics, and undead monsters? A bar fight in Nashville. Just kidding. You get Evil West, which is an upcoming game that looks like an absolute blast. Just look at this gameplay. I mean, come on. Anyway, a dark menace is consuming the American frontier, and one of the last agents in a top-secret vampire hunting institute is the final line between humanity and all the undead things that are coming out to play. And to make this game even better, you can team up with a friend and experience this game together. What could be better than that? Honestly, maybe some cheesecake, but I'm just kind of hungry right now. But not much else. This game is releasing to the PlayStations, the Xboxes, and the PC on November 22nd. You thought they were done, that they couldn't possibly come out with anything else, but then here we go again. Another World of Warcraft DLC is hitting this November with Dragonflight. This new expansion is jam-packed, filled with dragons. Is this me insulting your intelligence to just assume you didn't know that there were dragons in this? Yeah, well. That's right, it's dragon time, baby. The Dragonflights of Azeroth have returned, called upon to defend their ancestral home, the Dragon Isles. Surging with elemental magic and the life energies of Azeroth, the Isles are awakening once more. It's up to you to explore their primordial wonder and discover long-forgotten secrets. This is the 9th expansion for the game. This DLC is launching on November 28th, so buckle on up, renew your subscription, and jump into Azeroth for some action. You may have forgot it was coming, but Warhammer 40k Darktide is making its way at the end of November. For fans of the Vermintide series, this is the next installment of the Warhammer series. I mean, just listen to the synopsis. In the depths of the hive, the seeds of corruption threaten to turn into an overwhelming tide of darkness. A mysterious and sinister new force is seeking to take control of the entire city. Chilling, right? This game is currently on its way to the PC with an Xbox release date soon to follow. But as of right now, it has no confirmed release date for the Xbox. However, PC fans will be able to experience the game on the last day of the month on November 30th. That's definitely not an exclusive list for November, but it is a lot of different things coming. For a deep dive into God of War Ragnarok, go ahead and check this out. I'll see you over there.